EasyForms is an Office 365 app used to create forms for entering data into a SharePoint list. To install EasyForms, you simply click on your Settings cogwheel in the upper right hand corner of your SharePoint site and choose the Add an App option. On your site's Add an App page, you navigate to the SharePoint store, which is typically in the Quick Launch on the left hand side of the screen. In the SharePoint store, you can search for the EasyForms app by typing the name EasyForms in the search box. In my search results, I need to navigate to the next page, and there's my EasyForms link. If I click the link, this will take me to a page that describes the app, and this includes an option to buy it, or I can add it for testing purposes. Now I already have the EasyForms app installed on my site in demo mode, so I'm going to navigate back to my team site and try it out. Now to try out EasyForms, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new page to my site. So I'm going to use the settings wheel, and from the settings wheel icon I'm going to choose the add a page option, and I'll call it demo form entry. To get started using the EasyForms, it's installed using the Insert tab on the toolbar, and it's installed as an app part. So I'll choose the app part option, and I see in my app parts, my available app parts, I have an EasyForms, and I'm going to add that to my page. I'm going to go ahead and save the page before I start creating or designing the form, so I'm going to click the save icon in the upper right hand corner. And then I can start working with the wizard-driven tool that EasyForms gives me for designing my form. I notice I've got two buttons I can choose from an existing form. I don't have any existing forms created at this point, so I'm going to start with the blue button that's labeled Start the Designer. The first thing I give it is a form title. The form title is important because what EasyForms is going to create is a SharePoint list that's going to be based on this form title. So we'll just say something like demo data. Optionally, I can give it an explanation, testing EasyForms. I can change how the submit button text is displayed. It's currently going to use the word submit, which works just fine for me. It's going to also create a page that provides feedback when you're done filling out the form. So there's a thank you page title and a thank you page message. So we'll say something like, thanks for entering data. You are done. Click the next step option. Scroll down just a little bit so we can see more of the screen. And now I get to the point where I can add my fields. In the field drop down, the field types, I can see that I've got choices with text, single line, multiple line. I can do checkbox, I can do radio button, drop down list, number, date, email address. I even have a file upload field, and I have got one that just can be used for separating fields, a horizontal separator. We'll start off with just a simple text, one line. Maybe we'll say something like enter your name. I can make the field mandatory. There's a checkbox option for that, and I can optionally include an explanation that goes along with this field. I'm just going to save the field. If I scroll down, I'll see at the bottom where it's got my form, or it's got my field entered into my new form, and I can just continue at this point and add as many fields as I think is necessary. We'll try a radio button one next. Maybe we'll give this one an option of pick a color. In the radio buttons case, I can have multiple options. Each option will have its own radio button. So we'll just enter one on each line, red, blue, green. Again, I could make it mandatory if I want. I can include an explanation. I'll go ahead and click the save this field to add it to my form. We'll try one more field for date. Enter your birthday. Save that field. And one more, let's try the horizontal separator. Now it doesn't really matter what order I create these fields in, because in the next step I have the opportunity to arrange the fields in whatever order I want them to be. So maybe I would like the horizontal separator moved up before the pick a color and below the enter your name. And you'll notice there's a little kind of grid-like icon in the box that represents each field. If I hover my mouse over that grid-like icon, I get this little double arrow, and this allows me to move the field up and down to set the vertical order of all the fields, so I can arrange the fields in really whatever order I want. Maybe I'll move the date up above the radio button. When I'm happy with my field arrangement, then I simply click the next step. And here I get an option for the different styles. If I look at the drop down, I've got several styles that are available to me. We'll try journal. If I don't like that one, I can try the next one. Maybe we'll try Space Lab. Let's try Slate. That one looks pretty good. Also note that if any of the fields have any kind of validation, such as an email field, you can have a red border that displays around it, or a green border that displays if they enter it correctly. We'll click the next step. And this part of the wizard gives me an option where I can email someone the result of the form and the data that's been filled into the form. So I can enter an email address. This is optional, and in fact it's already got my default email account here that I'm going to remove, and click next step to go to the end of the wizard, where I'm going to have an option here to save the form. I could show a preview of the form, or I can go ahead and just click the save, which is what I'm going to do. Tells me my form is being saved. Scroll up a little bit. And my form should be ready to go. And there it is for my first data entry. So we'll go ahead and enter something. Enter a birthday. The date picker is a nice field. I can choose and click the month, and this takes me to a view which shows me all the months. Then if I click the year at the top, this takes me to a view which shows me individual years, which could be handy for doing birth dates. I'll lie a little bit. See, I was born 2000. Pick a month, pick a day. I could also pick a color. And when I submit, the data that's being saved is being saved into a SharePoint list. So there's my completion page. It says I'm done. If I were to refresh my site, I'll click the logo in the upper left corner to navigate back to the home page of my site. And what I'll see is I've got a new link in my quick launch labeled demo data. That was the name of my form, and the form data that's been entered is saved into this SharePoint list. If I click demo data, I can see the individual entry that was entered. If I want to edit that item, I can select it, go to the items menu at the top, and from there I can edit the item or view the item. I could also get to it from site contents. In site contents, if I click the EasyForm apps icon, this takes me to the app site. On the app site's homepage, I can see that all the forms that I've created, I've only created one form, but this will display all of them. It tells me the number of submissions for that form, and it's got a link, the View Submissions link, which if I click it will take me back to that list, the demo data that we were just in before, and there I can view my data. I can also edit the entries that are in there. So in summary, EasyForm is an app that allows me to create custom forms, gives me a lot of control over the placement of the fields on the forms, the look and feel of the form itself. Very simple, very easy to use, and the data is persisted into a SharePoint list. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it.